I'm just gonna flick all the levers and hope that eventually I can kind of deduce what they're supposed to be for. Maybe by flicking this one as well, I can see some visual effects. Does that laser turn off or on? No, of course not. That would give me a hint as to what's happening, and well, we can't have anything like that. Not in our Myst slash Riven type sort of puzzle games. I played Myst, the original Myst, when I was like 4 years old, and I played The Witness, and I played Uru, but beyond that, like, that's all of the Myst experience I've ever had. So pretty excited to play this again. They're really cool games, you know. They're really interesting experiences. Very, very solipsistic type of experience where you're just kind of exploring this a weird, abandoned alien universe, and you don't really quite understand what's going on or how you got there or anything like that. But it's just kind of along for the ride, right? And I think that what's really stellar about all these places is, of course, the of all these games, really, is, of course, their, like, world design. And I'm pretty pleased as punch to say that this is fairly compelling stuff so far. Like, it's kind of unnerving to see, like, a random saloon town in the middle of what is, I assume, some sort of alien world. Because, I mean, look at all this. Like, this is really nice stuff. I just pulled a lever that I think lifted up this dam, and now there's more water than there was earlier. The significance of any of those things is, well, I have no idea. But I'm along for the ride, I suppose. But yeah, when I was playing Myst way back in the day, the cool thing about that was you would, like, open up these books, if I remember, and those books would teleport you into whole new locations and whatnot. So, like, one was, like, this weird... Am I underwater? This is a real, like, seafloor type of feeling to it. Or is this, like... Oh, what? What? Okay. Is this, like, a force field? Or is this, like, the end of the world? Or, like, what is this? This visual effect is... Just look at that. I can't tell if I'm in... Maybe I'm in some sort of... What's it called? Like one of those weird survival domes, and, like, on the inside is, like, this weird controlled environment. And I'm supposed to become, like, the last man on Hunrath and repopulate the Earth. Which is a little bit difficult to do by yourself. I mean, I can certainly give it a try, but I'm not really envisioning any sort of major successes with trying to repopulate everything by myself. Alright, so I'm at a thing. The thing... Okay, so the most obvious thing that should be interactable doesn't have any interactions. Got it. Well, thank you, Obduction. I guess there's no buttons or anything like that. See, if Apple had made that thing, there'd only be one button on it that does everything you want. Alright, so as far as I can tell, I'm done here. I pulled all the levers, and I guess that's it. So let's just go back down. Yeah, I remember in the original Myst, like, there was this one zone that I thought was just spectacular. And this actually totally reminds me of it in some ways. There was a jungle zone where everything was like these... it was like little, like, ankle-deep water like this, and, like, boardwalks everywhere. And you went up these trees and whatnot to explore things. Alright. Oh, it's a doorbell.
Lasted long. You should have been. I thought you'd all been.
Hi.
The devil are you? Good Lord, Nimlin. Now? It's a bad time to be arriving here. You should have listened to me. But I'm going home. Maybe it's good timing for you. You might spend a lot less time in this prison than the rest of us
is that person real? Because they don't look real. They look like they're like a weird 2D image, and that was just a monitor I was looking into. That's gotta be the twist of that thing, right? Is that this door opens up and there's just a monitor behind it. Because that was... Well, I mean, it was just lifted straight out of the original Myst, right? So in the original Myst, there were these two brothers, and they lived in books, and you communicated with them, and they were like these flat 3D models or whatever. There was the limitation of the technology at the time. But I'm really glad to see that they totally are paying homage to that all the same. Really, really, really strange looking overall, though. So, we can deduce that there was a Fraffen-Moffat battle, which I guess would be Stephen Moffat's brother. The less successful producer of shows such as Doctor Who and Shylock Holmes. But... So he gave me a plot hook there, and I need to get the power lines up and humming. His words, not mine. So to that end, I guess I need to probably start looking for power lines. We have them. We have, well, power lines going over here into that area, which naturally I can't figure out how to get into this area. Is this turnable? It is. All right, so I can send more water going down that way. And I assume I can probably do the same thing on this end, where I can send more water going down the other way. Neither of which I really understand the significance of. And if I shank that over... Ah! Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh, neat. I don't really... Oh, I see. The water... So we unlocked the gate, and then the water pushed this thing to go against the currents, and then, like, swing it open like so. Okay, nice. So this is where the power lines are heading. I guess I will follow these around. I assume there's gonna be maybe, like, a gerbil and a gigantic hamster wheel somewhere, and all I need to do is, like, grab some cheese or whatever gerbils eat. Aside from, you know, babies, because that's what hamsters usually do. Not human babies. Not human babies. They tend to eat their own. A backer reward item. The hell is this? For Kickstarter folks, they get, like, backer rewards? Well, that's kind of cool. Can I open this thing? No. Of course not. Can't ever be obvious, can it? Okay, so we got more clothes here. What about... Well, this sort of looks like a power plant substation type of thing. Doesn't it? We have... This looks like it should spin, right? And here's a button, which I can guarantee isn't going to do anything until I solve another puzzle. And of course it doesn't. Alright, so if that's the case... We should... Okay, good. The second floor of this thing is accessible. Huh. It's made out of stone. Although this is made out of iron... Okay. So here I can get a good look at the puzzle, apparently. So we have... a cable that goes that way. We have a bunch of train cars. And then off in this direction, we have nothing. That's really curious. Like, usually in a puzzly type of video game, when you get a big aerial view of something, it's very important for being able to see the entire environment, because usually there's some sort of environmental puzzle, and having a view like this helps you mentally map out where everything is. Whereas that doesn't really look like it told me anything about anything. Like, I got a good view of effectively just a couple of power cables and then effectively a bunch of treetops, but I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with that information at all. Oh, damn it, yet another locked door. Well, I suppose that I should just continue to follow the power lines and maybe investigate, like, a couple of these other things. Like, anything that's a line across the ground in some sort of puzzle game is a fairly obvious situation for the developers to be like, follow this path, use your eyeballs. and then stare at the cables and then go from one end of the cables to the other. I only really know that because of Team Fortress 2, and I guess some experience like playing a lot of puzzle games. There's another backer reward item. It's a painting? I also hear like a weird humming coming from this direction. Ah, here we are. Here's a power plant indeed. So this thing currently has what appears to be this power going to it. So this line is orange, and as you all know, power plants glow orange. Or, I mean, power cables glow orange when they have power going to them. So what I'm going to do, because that one's a special color, is I'm going to follow that, I think. Whoops. And that's going up to that thing at the top there. Alright, I'm going to look up and see if I can find some sort of path. Ah, okay, so this is part... This to me says that that's connected via this thing. Perhaps there's an elevator behind that locked door. Alright, so we'll come back to that later. For now, let's see where this is going. So we have what appears to be some sort of substation. We have garage, ramp, scrap tunnel, sphere, tower, town, Cockwell, and Farley. Which I assume can only be a mine full of old Chris Farley movies. Okay, so